Perfect. So yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'm representing OCP Singapore's Innovation and Agronomy team. My name is Jacqueline Poon, and thanks for your interest in the Sustainability Open Innovation Challenge Statement, which you can see on the screen here. It's for a multi-parameter soil health tool catering to farmers and agronomists with actionable insights. So I manage sustainability solutions at OCP Singapore, namely for the Southeast Asia and East Asia market, covering novel inputs, sustainability advisory, and overall ways to mitigate and adapt to the problematic soils for our key crops in the region. I actually had a video for you guys, but I think for the sake of time, and Adam probably agrees, I'll skip this intro video, and namely like talk about it. Oops, sorry, I'll pause that. So I'll skip to the next one. So for those who are less familiar with the OCP group, we are the world's leader in phosphate-based fertilizer, operating across five continents with access of over 70% of the world's phosphate reserves. Our purpose is actually to drive large-scale sustainable transition in agriculture that benefits both farmers and the planet by providing the right set of tools and also unlocking ecosystem collaboration. So our Singapore regional office mainly focuses on Southeast and East Asia that I mentioned earlier, but particularly on the customization of phosphate fertilizers. And as you can see for our region in Southeast Asia, there are many climatic events that are affecting agriculture, from biotic stresses to abiotic stresses. We've got flooding, for instance, in southern Thailand happening at the moment, or northern Malaysia, drought, salinity of soils, acidity of soils, some of our other presenters talked about earlier, and evidently rising temperatures as well. And all of these have a compounding effect on soil health, crop yields, food security, and the productivity of smallholder farmers in the region. So I think the issue with, so now I'm pivoting a bit to say, okay, how can we test the soil, or how can we predict what's happening in the soil for us to mitigate, those things from happening or adapting to what's happening in the ground. Now, the issue with existing soil testing systems is either they're fragmented and they're mostly diagnostic in nature, quite time consuming as well, and costly. And overall, they're less accessible to smallholder farmers who are facing, a plethora of challenges in our region. So that brings me to our challenge statement. How can we develop a soil health tool that can better integrate multiple parameters, biological factors, physical factors, chemical, soil carbon, etc., and provide actionable insights on the productivity of farm, ensuring sustainability, and also adaptation or resilience to climate change. Jump straight to our requirements along four pillars: the technical, performance, financial, and sustainability impact. So the first one, down the first column here, integrating multiple parameters. I've mentioned that earlier. A second one is the ability to generate actionable outputs, okay, in line with the 4R nutrient management framework. The third one, and I'd like to highlight this for folks on the call, is how can we also generate a weighted scoring system? So you have a plethora of parameters. How would you adjust it and know which one is more important in a certain context? And the last one is, I know we've put down a technical TRL 5, technology readiness level, but we're also open to 4 if it is very promising, let's say from university, like spin-off companies, that sort of thing. But the key point is that the calibration has already been completed, and that you're able to, collaborate with us to do a POC or a pilot in the field ASAP, a short calibration of that. So second column on the performance, so the ability to predict what are the soil health trends and what does that mean on future yields. Obviously, it needs to be validated against field data suitable for tropical soils in Southeast Asia, because most of the models, I'd say, if I make a sweeping generalization statement, it's mainly for either North America or Europe, or emerging for Brazil as well. They're quite strong there, but I think less so comparatively for Southeast Asia. I've mentioned the practical recommendations already, so I'll move on to the financial aspect of it, that it's scalable and affordable for smallholder farmers, and importantly, that there is a demonstrated ROI for the farmers or the agronomists when they're using this tool. So let's say you're able to predict 8% of yield loss because a climatic event or the degrading trends of your soil, and the actionable insights are what are you going to do about it. The last part is on the sustainability impact side of things, linked with soil degradation, but also how can we improve nutrient use efficiency to enhance soil resilience. And I think the whole message is what are the actual insights for farmers or agronomists in the field to rectify or to mitigate potential impacts. So I'll bring us to the last slide here about the POCR pilot. What are we looking for, or where are the locations? Right now, we're focusing on Thailand or Indonesia. So depending on the models or the tools that you have at your disposal, the timing of the pilot will have to be in line with the 2026 season. So would it be the wet season in Thailand, for instance, or the dry season coming up in Indonesia in 2026? That's to be discussed. And the funding is up to 30,000 Sing dollars after the evaluation and selection of a suitable solution provider. I've got on the right, we mainly focus on rice, maize, cassava, and sugarcane, but understandably, palm is also quite an important crop in the region. So if that is also something that your technology or startup is able to provide a solution for, then we're open to that as well. So that brings me to the end of the presentation. I'm happy to receive questions,
Great.
if any.
Well, they'll be coming in. People are a little shy and typing them straight away. So let me just take one to start with. Is there any kind of form that you're thinking of in terms of imagining what the solution might look like, to give people a sense of perhaps what you have looked at previously and perhaps what didn't do what you wanted to do, and what the ideal solution might look like?
I think a combination of some on-ground calibration of a model. So it could be through combination of Earth observation or remote sensing data that the startup or SME that they've already started to develop and evolve, and also the ability to calibrate and yeah, to change it for the region. So namely the acidic soil condition, if we're looking at peat soils, so applicable to different contexts.
Right. Bailey's jumped in here with a question. Can you see the question there,
Yes.
Jackie?
Yes, I can. Exactly. So to answer Bailey's question, yes, we'd like to look at soil degradation or the patterns of that. I think if the solution provider can say these are the trends of soil being degraded, and hence you predict X percentage of yield impact for a particular crop. And yes, mapping of, yes, that's a very good question of NPK, because especially for the P context, if you're able to differentiate between solubilized versus immobilized forms of P, that will be perfect. And yes, micronutrient as well. If let's say for rice, is it like a deficiency in boron, for instance? So yes to both questions. I hope I've elaborated further.
Yes, I think you did. Now, Vishan's also come in. I'll just quickly read them because the listeners won't actually see the question. When you say affordable, do you have a dollar amount in mind? That's question number one. Are farmers supposed to use the technology directly? Number two. And three, are you looking for a handheld device to monitor soil in situ, which is what I was kind of getting to before.
Yeah,
So,
so for the first question, no, I don't have a specific dollar in mind because we'd like to keep this open as well as part of the exploration for solution providers. Secondly, are farmers supposed to use the technology directly? I guess it depends on how tech savvy the farmers are. Um, Ideally, yes, but if no, then also something that an agronomist can do and can supplement them when they're going on field visits and training farmers or speaking with farmers. The third question, I would say not just a handheld device. So yes, you would have to pair it with a handheld device to collect on-ground data, but is there a way for you to have a model as well to see? Oh, sorry, I just saw another message coming through. Yeah, so not just a handheld device, although it would help. And yes, to Bailey's point. So if you have some remote sensing or Earth observation data to support the state of tropical soils.
Okay, yes, the last question was mapping